Our next guest is the best-selling author of Peter and the Starcatcher series, a prequel to the Peter Pan saga. His latest novel, Lock and Key: The Initiation, is the first book in a trilogy that reimagines the rivalry between Sherlock Holmes and James Moriarty. Ridley Pearson joins us by satellite from Chicago. Good morning and congratulations on the new book.
Thanks, Cheryl. I'm really excited.
It seems like you like to give us the backstory on some very popular characters. Were you a big fan of Sherlock Holmes?
I was. I actually teased on Sherlock Holmes. I read all of those short stories as a young man, probably my late teens, and became fascinated with Conan Doyle's use of forensics. And I ended up writing about 20 or 30 crime novels for adults. I still write those. And the early 15 of those were all based around forensics, and that was all inspired by the Sherlock Holmes short stories. So I'm a huge fan.
You're a pretty prolific writer, over 50 novels, crime and suspense, and then young adult novels. This new book falling, I guess, kind of in that latter category, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's middle grade readers, so it's sort of, I say 8 to 80. Hopefully adults will enjoy it too, but it's written from the point of view of a 12-year-old girl, Mariah Moriarty, who is James Moriarty's younger sister. And the idea here is you hear in the Sherlock Holmes opus that James Moriarty is the world's greatest criminal mastermind. You know, he's Professor Moriarty. But, you know, how did he get that way? So Mariah sort of serves as his Watson, in that we see his early life through her eyes. The two of them go off to Baskerville Academy, a prep school. They're sort of rich Bostonians, and things go horribly wrong quite quickly. Their family Bible goes missing, which is a big piece of this school they're in, and they have to solve this puzzle. And of course, James Moriarty's roommate is a young man named Sherlock Holmes.
So putting them together, how do you get yourself, Ridley, into the mind of a 12-year-old girl?
Well, I'm about a 13-year-old boy most of the time. That's why I have no trouble writing these books like The Kingdom Keepers and Peter and the Starcatchers. But I love writing. I actually love writing from a female point of view. Years ago, I wrote sort of a paranormal story that tied into a Stephen King book called The Diary of Ellen Rimbauer from an adult female point of view. And I've always wanted to go back to it. And I tried this out for my editor, and he and I just thought, let's go with this. And I've had so much fun doing it because she loves her brother. And her brother loves her, but you know that age in your teens where there's conflict between brother and sister. You don't really know who you are because you're growing up and struggling with that. And she gets to idolize her brother, but also see that he's starting to go down the wrong path. And I hope that will give young readers a chance to see what's right and wrong about bullying and this and that. But all of this is done through a lot of adventure at the school, Baskerville Academy.
And in that same vein, this book is actually set in contemporary times, even though we've got these characters. So how do you keep your finger on the pulse of what kids are talking about these days and things that they're feeling, their speech, all that kind of thing, to make it feel right?
Well, I think any parent, I have a daughter now 19 and a daughter 18, and any parent who's gone through it is you sort of live through your children. I also volunteer teach several times a year at a middle school. And in fact, for Lock and Key, the initiation, I had a group of about 12 middle schoolers read the book as I wrote it, 50 pages at a time. And their insight into what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong was unbelievably helpful to me. They would say, you know, Mariah really wouldn't feel this way. And I'd go, you're kidding me. Well, how would she feel? And so I'd go back and go, this is how she feels. So it was really revealing to me to work with these. It was 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And they were incredibly helpful writing the book.
That sounds like it, so maybe you'll have to do that with each book from now on.
Yeah, I think so. It turns out they're the greatest critics right there. They're my readers.
They are. Well, thank you so much for yet another book that is an amazing ride for all of us. And again, this is the beginning of a trilogy, right?
It is, yeah. So I'm just finishing now a book called Downward Spiral, which is the second Lock and Key.
Well, we'll look forward to that, and hopefully we can talk to you when that comes out.
Thanks so much, Cheryl.
Thank you. Ridley Pearson joining us today, award-winning author. Lock and Key: The Initiation is available now.